everyone, and welcome back to another week of an amazing league of Galorants. So this week, or today, we'll be having our open division. And as a reminder, open division is open to anyone in Galorants. However, we do recommend that players are plat and up. For this evening, you will be heavily entertained by some top fraggers. So you'll have OnlyFrags and Crouch Potatoes. And you'll also have your game casted by myself, Delta, as well as Tala.
And it should be mentioned that OnlyFrags currently do have a perfect 2-0 record in this series.
So am I sensing some vision strikers kind of, skill level?
Select your agent.
They're like perfect, I believe, in their league, right?
Yes, I think they're definitely going to be favored to win for this week if their record does continue.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. But Crouch Potatoes, they're so competitive in this league as well. So today's game will be such an amazing matchup, I believe. So our first map for tonight will be Ascent, as you can see. And we do have a typical pick from everyone. Do you have any opinions on the composition so far?
I think it's definitely, with the triple duelist composition on the defending side on the part of Crouch Potatoes is definitely interesting since they knew they were defending first, so they're looking for a more aggressive composition than we're used to. What do you think?
I agree. This game, I think everyone knows that it's going to be fairly competitive, and so they're just bringing out all of the fragging power that they could possibly have with the duelist, and it's just interesting to see that risky play, and hopefully it pays off. Anyone in Galorants, however, we do recommend that players are plat and up.
Looking towards
this
hit
evening,
and that aggression we were talking about as Onion
by some top fraggers. So you'll have OnlyFrags and
getting some match control, going back to now the rotations are coming in,
and you also have your
site
game
as someone is
by myself.
coming out into mid, and the turret is the one that catches them out. There's a leer, but LA isn't able to capitalize off it as they immediately shoot it, and now they're taking mid and going through catwalk on A site. The defenders are starting their road as well. In the wrong angle, LA Twitch is getting first blood and dismissing out of that
league, right?
Prey challenging her here, and the trades are coming out in favor of the defenders, Lin and Boba Yaga, with picks of their own.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Crouch Potatoes.
One enemy remaining.
Lots of action, and we get to see some of that frenzy play that we like to talk about so much. The frenzy's now in the meta, and Lin gets a 3K off of that on that first round, giving the defenders Crouch Potatoes the first round on the board.
And we do have... You're absolutely right. Frenzies do seem to be the meta these days, and just these teams trying to take advantage of that, and it paying off quite well. And it looks like as winning the round, they are going to upgrade their pistols into, or they're going to upgrade into SMGs primarily, and we will see a initial push towards the A site.
Already, a first blood sleepy super catching Onion off aggression. Hot Hand is going to trap Ellie Twitches out in garden, so the plan is going to go down for the attackers. Already taking control of Kevin, this is a lot faster push than we saw last round from OnlyFrags.
Smoke's down. Molly.
Trying to retake this site here, and we're gonna let that turret peek it, but the play is already ticking down. And there's a nice crossfire going forward where Elliot Witches can't possibly catch both angles. The trades are coming out in favor of the attackers, and there's only one person standing, Clefairy with a stinger. I don't think she has the time to defuse. She takes out one, but Boba Yaga with the ghost takes her right out. upgrades to a free stinger, and he gets out of there.
Yes, and you're absolutely right. OnlyFrags, as the attacker, is just taking a lot more aggressive approach towards A this time, and it definitely paying off. It took Project Potatoes a little bit of time to rotate and making it difficult for them to properly defend, but yes, a good comeback for OnlyFraggers so far. And it helps that OnlyFraggers are mixing things up, keeping Project Potatoes on their toes, mixing up aggression towards A or B.
Damn, Demi makes quick work of that Killjoy utility. Didn't even allow that alarm bot to go off, but that damage is going to still get onto Baba Yaga. Unfortunate, but the first blood, it goes to the side of the attackers, and they have the site, but unfortunately it looks like they're gonna all have to play site here. Not going to be able to get into any better positions for this post plant.
Spike planted.
That paranoia connects. But unfortunately, Demi gets the better of Dinos, and Frey gets another. So it's a 4v1 situation. Lin, last person standing. Demi with the stinger gets the last pick of the round. 2-1 on the board for OnlyFrags.
So this new site push towards B, and having just such an aggressive push with all of those SMGs was definitely a good move, and definitely allowing OnlyFrags to be able to have this initial lead. And we do have our first ultimates coming out this round, and hopefully they'll be able to use Killjoy's ultimate to be able to secure the next round.
Revealing area.
Yes, and you're absolutely right.
Onion with the first pick onto Frey. That aggression really paying off for her. Now we got some Phoenix on Phoenix violence here with these flashes.
Careful now.
So even with all of the noise that helps that OnlyFraggers are mixing, Demi has been making, it looks like Project Potatoes are not budging. They're holding their default positions, which is a great decision.
Damn, Demi makes quick work of that Killjoy utility. Yeah, they're really being careful not to over-rotate here. And that's a 5v3 with Lin taking out one of the attackers in mid.
5v3 making it very difficult for them to push on the B site. If they don't act quickly, they won't be able to overcome
30
that
seconds left.
5v3 differential on the B site.
They still haven't made too much noise.
And look at all of that utility that they have to get across. I mean, this is not going to be easy for OnlyFrags.
10 seconds left.
Frey does have money to buy next round, but I'm afraid if they lose this or die, they might be a little bit tight on the economy for the next.
So ultimately choosing the save, probably a wise decision, especially being a woman down so early in before the plant. I mean, it's just so hard to be able to overcome those differentials. But they are all able to buy this round, and they do. Well, they are very close to being able to get their ultimates, and so OnlyFrags, if they're able to get that orb, they could pose a very threatening round.
They're opting for more aggression this round, especially with the lockdown already coming out. Demi just pushing onto site without a care. The hot hands blocking out that CT extra and smoking off market. She's making her way to site now, and Baba Yaga takes out that run it back. Unfortunately, Clefairy trades for the ultimate, and the last person standing, Dinos, gets a 3k onto GG and winning the round with almost no loss to the defenders. 2 to 3 on the board.
Yeah, they were able to defend that so easily, and it's proving to be, like I said, an interesting game tonight between Crouch Potatoes and OnlyFrags.
It's actually surprising how well Crouch Potatoes were able to retake that site even with the Killjoy ultimate going down, because ideally that would have given the Spike a little bit of time to tick down and they would just have to play for the time.
Right. Ideally, they would have been able to at least delay any defusal, but unfortunately that strategy did not work out for OnlyFrags. But they do have a whole bunch of ultimates available for them to utilize this time. Especially with Sova's ult, the Hunter's Fury, that's also very helpful for delaying any particular defusal.
Careful now.
First blood goes to Anya, and the Demi trades, making a 4v4 very early into this round.
This time taking it a little bit slower, trying to get their picks in before making a decision, and
Done.
Ooh,
didn't
Ellie
see that one coming.
twitches, catches Sleepy Sushi as Soda creeping up catwalk there. And it looks like they're still going to opt for this A site take with a run it back being popped. Ellie twitches, takes it out though.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
Spike does go down, 4v3 situation, but the lockdown might come out for this retake.
Initiated.
And there it is.
Placing swarm grenade.
Stim beacon down.
Looks like LaFerry has some lineups here too for those swarm grenades. And there is really
enemy
nowhere
remaining.
for any of these attackers to run. Just Boba Yaga trapped in hell, and she's gonna be detained. Dinos with the knife. Oh,
Ow, that's big.
and the defuse going to Crouch Potatoes.
Target out.
Wow. Yeah. It's so difficult with, again, just Killjoy's lockdown. It's so powerful in both the defenders, for both the defenders and the attackers, by being able to just deny access to a site. And you can see again how powerful it is. Although there was only one player left at the time, it's still very powerful depending on however many players are on the site.
Yeah, they took out most of those attackers while they were trying to run from the ultimate. So, and here we have the appearance of an operator on the side of the defenders, Crouch Potatoes, watching mid. All of these long sight lines on Ascent are great for operator plays.
You should.
Unfortunately, that curveball catches Onion off guard, and the first blood goes to the attackers, OnlyFrags. And there's the Hunter's Fury. Boba Yaga trying to get some damage off on B site. It looks like they're going for a fake. Most of the defenders have rotated except for Ellie Twitches, who knows that there's some attacker presence here, and she's going to hear that plant go down.
That was such a risky play. I do hope it plays off, using the Hunter's Fury instead of for the purpose of attacking, but as using it for the fake.
They even used the lockdown as well, and we know that GG likes to farm those orbs. Oh, Frey! She's getting the pick onto Lynn with a skinny shot there, and that's a 5v3 situation. The orbital strike coming out, getting a little bit of damage, but not finding any picks. And they're gonna have to go for this retake.
One enemy remaining.
Demi finds two in this little pocket under hell here, and GG, last one, finds the operator, so that's going to be 5,000 credits wasted on the side of Crouch Potatoes, and another round for OnlyFrags, 4-3.
Like you said, just getting the operator, that was such a successful round for OnlyFrags, trying to stay in there. They got a free operator, and they were able to take out, they were able to fake out Crouch Potatoes, and it worked ultimately very well.
Placing swarm grenade.
When the defenders tried to rotate, it looks like they had to take 1v1 battles, and they were able to get the picks they needed to be able to secure that round. So great job for staying in their OnlyFrags.
They still bought another operator though, Lin. She's just rolling in money here, but Baba Yaga is going to get the better of her here in A main, which means the rotates are coming out, and I think Clefairy has shifted all her Killjoy utility onto the A site. It's gonna make it a lot harder to push.
Well, it's definitely a good idea that Crouch Potato or that Clefairy decides to alternate her utility, trying to keep OnlyFrags on their toes. If they are expecting utility on the B site, they might take things a little slower, and that might get in the heads as they're trying to push into site.
Joke's over!
They are coming out in the favor of the attackers. The run it back is popped, but quickly taken out. I don't think we've seen either Phoenix capitalize off that run it back too much.
Stim beacon down.
But they're going to be able to get this plant
30
down.
seconds left.
2 defenders
Spike planted.
left.
Volley.
Turret out.
Launching smoke.
Killjoy utility is going to be very pesky for them. All playing back boathouse and site. Clefairy does get one pick. Clefairy, another Clefairy, 3 picks for her to clutch out that round. She just peeked off her teammate and picked them off one by one.
Oh no, you don't deserve.
Wow,
I know.
that was
Swarm grenade out.
so amazing. I mean, I can't believe how patient she was in trying to get those picks, and it paid off tremendously. Crouch Potatoes able to finally, being able to
Can
get
I
on
get
the site
this?
and
Thanks.
being able to get that. And it looks like Lin again will be buying an op,
Placing sentry.
and this time it
Placing
will
alarm
be,
bot.
I guess, what you can
Placing
call
swarm
a
grenade.
glass cannon, not buying a full shield, and hopefully she will be able to get a little bit more utility out of using it.
Lin catches Frey off guard and gets that first blood. It's gonna make the attackers hesitate about pushing up Cat here, and might even rotate.
Deploying drone.
If they rotate, it'll be awfully dangerous. There's several agents waiting for them.
Adios.
Ellie Twitch is also getting the pick here in mid, making it a 5v3 situation.
And we have Elliot Twitches coming in, and I don't know if they're ready for this.
Gigi's gonna win that gunfight, but now Lin knows that there's attacker presence here.
Thirty seconds left.
It's interesting that even though Crouch Potatoes sees them rotating towards B, they're still kind of maintaining their... Oh, here comes the rotates onto B site. And it looks like if they're not quick, they'll have to come against all 4 defenders.
Yeah, they're
10
looking
seconds
very
left.
hesitant here. I think they might be opting for a save once again. Yeah, their economy is a little looking pretty fractured, so I think they're gonna have to save. Yeah, I think that OnlyFrags is definitely getting a little bit hesitant when they're seeing the amount of aggression that Crouch Potatoes has, even on defense. So they really don't want to full rush the site because they're just kind of scared of the aggression that they might be faced with. And even as there are 3 duelists on the defending side, they really make up for the lack of utility with this pure aggression that they have here.
spike.
First Blood is already out making a 5v4 situation early into this round. And the turret is going to spot someone out.
Down.
The attackers do have mid control, and it looks like they're looking to push this A site with all the killjoy utility that Clefairy has set up here. Gonna have to face these alarm bots and nanoswarms. And Onion is pushed out of B main. She knows that there's no one there, so the defenders are going to be making the rotations. There it is. They set off all the utility. Clefairy finds one, finds two. That's a spike carrier. Demi trades. That's a 3v3 now. Ellie Twitch is getting another. The trades are all coming out. They still need to plant the spike. With only 15 seconds left on the clock.
Spike planted.
There it is. That's the plant.
One enemy remaining.
Spots out. GG. And that's the trade.
One enemy remaining.
Demi has to face off too. She finds one. She's forcing these 1v1s. And the spike is also ticking. Dino has to find a way to get on site without alerting her of it. She's gonna hear that. And Demi with the 3K getting the last pick. And that's a clutch for her. 6-4 on the board.
Sorry, I apparently disconnected from the game, so I did not catch that last round, but I'm sure it was a great one.
Yeah, we just saw Demi do her 3K clutch, winning that round for her team, OnlyFrags. It's really impressive, since she was at a disadvantage there, but she forced so many 1v1s that it worked out for her.
Well, that's good to hear. It looks like OnlyFrags. Oh.
Initiated.
Lynn, that aggression almost paid off for her. She got one pick, but couldn't find a second. And here's the Killjoy lockdown coming out, and it's going to give them the site for free. They're going to have to wait it out and go for the plant. And here's the counter lockdown. On the defending side, Clefairy finding one, Onion finding two, on the run it back. It's taken out, but she did make a lot of space for her team. Ellie Twitch is taking out her clone, Sleepy, and Clefairy is on the defuse. Bugliaga's trapped out here in A main. Ellie Twitch just finds that last pick. 7-4 on the board. 4 crouch potatoes.
Clefairy is definitely getting some work done. I mean, she's top fragging. Her utility has been so powerful in being able to deny plants or deny the attackers access to the site so that they can get a proper defusal. This is it's been a very powerful performance for her so far. And as we are approaching the close of the half, it looks like OnlyFrags are taking a little bit of a dip in their economy. I mean, we see a Marshall coming out, so that typically comes when we have some desperate times for the economy.
We also have the Bucky. Oh, but that headshot on Lynn. The first blood going to OnlyFrags, with Sleepy Sushi rocking that Marshall out in mid. And Ellie just looks like she wants to give it up now. And here's the run it back. Demi finding one. Can she find another? She's hunting for it, but it's gonna run out before she can. But she does have control of Garden now. She's cleared it out.
Spike planted.
And the spike has gone down. 5v3 situation for Crouch Potatoes. They might be able to bring this up to 7-5, which is a lot better scoreline for switching the half. And here's the Empress being popped for the first time during this game. I don't think we've seen an Empress yet. And Ellie Twitches is just going to carefully go onto site.
Yeah, we have not. And this is such a great position for OnlyFrags. I mean, they were able to upgrade their weapons in mid-round and just... Oh.
Last player standing.
Very tapping this. She gets one. Oh, she doesn't know that there's one more in heaven. Oh no, turns her back. GG wallbangs her and takes her out. She's gonna die to the spike, but that's 7-5, bringing up the scoreline just a little bit and evening it out enough for them to be able to get that next round.
Clefairy, again, just having such a dominating performance. It's about to make me eat my words. I was thinking it was just round over and Crouch Potato, or sorry, OnlyFrags was going to win, and Clefairy just trying to stick to defuse. So kudos to you. But like you said, it's a 7-5 scoreline, and that makes it a little bit easier for OnlyFrags to be able to come back. They are now on the defense, and GG's, as I've seen before, has been able to do great work with Killjoy and anchoring a site. So this should be a very close game.
Love the sound of a frenzy early into the round on Demi there. As they got second thoughts about going into B main and instead push onto A. Lin activating that alarm bot. But there's no actual defender on site. All the rotations are coming out. They're making a quick work with this rotation. And they're going to meet each other in garden. The attackers swarming site. Crouch Potatoes just taking control here. Baba Yaga though, first blood with a shock dart.
Wow.
Amazing lineup.
Neutralize.
There. One enemy remaining.
Trades are coming out in favor. Oh my god, Dinos. One with that Molly there, but they're going to be able to stick this defuse. If not, the time is running out, and Baba Yaga with a 4K for this round, taking out Dinos.
Oh my goodness. That
That's
was
7-6.
I feel like these games are so close so far. I don't want to call it in the direction, because I mean, so many things have been able to happen towards the end of the round and change things in the opposite direction. So again, just being very close in terms of these teams and their skill set. Do you
Baba
have
Yaga really opened out that round with the shock dart, ending with the gun.
I mean, yeah, it's very rare you see a shark dart
Scanning
kill,
ahead.
and let alone it be the first blood.
Oh,
Oh,
that was a
wrong way.
little bit of a mistake there. Alright.
It's rare you see a Phoenix flash their own team. Sky up, for sure. Not so much a Phoenix.
Yoru as well. We see a lot of
very
Yoru
true.
flashing themselves.
So it looks like if Crouch
Careful
Potatoes are aggressive with this, they will be able to get onto site.
And they are aggressive, so they're gonna get the point then. Forcing all of those forcing all the defenders back onto site. Ellie Twitch is looking to take control of CT, I believe. She knows that there's someone there. Recon Dart is gonna miss her. Ellie Twitch just find one, but Demi and Gigi are trading out. And that's another pick for the defenders. It's a 3v2 situation.
One enemy remaining.
At this point.
Enemy kill.
Lin still off-site with the Sheriff, making good work, but not enough, apparently, as Frey takes Lin out. And that evens the scoreboard to 7-7.
Alright, we're tied. Like I said, it's gonna be a close 2 games tonight. And OnlyFrags were able to, even though Crouch Potatoes got on site, OnlyFrags was able to make a quick rotate and just completely dominate the site, and winning winning a good chunk of their 1v1s. So yeah, I truly don't know who's going to win.
unsure. Is this a defender side of the map?
Scanning ahead.
I really can't tell.
Well, with this game, it's really hard to tell, but typically it's defender-sided.
You should run.
Oh, and we have lockdown coming out, and quite
they're not
early. Right.
I think they're waiting for Baba Yaga to try to get out. Oh, they've destroyed this lockdown. I think she wallbanged and destroyed that lockdown. Baba Yaga is going to be taken out for it, but it's going to put a little bit of a damper on their ult economy, even with the spike down. Onion gets a better point, very low, but it's still a 5v3 situation, and Crouch Potatoes is just destroying OnlyFrags with these 1v1s. Ellie Twitches another one with a Bulldog, a 3k for her as she takes out that last defender. And that buy-up is going to really pay off.
Wow, that was such a risky move. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off to be able to just destroy the lockdown. And typically, you would have to, you know, invest alt economy or use something like Hunter's Fury to take it down, but wanted to get things done the hard way.
Placing swarm grenade.
Baba Yaga just stood there on the stairs, patiently shooting at it until it got done.
It looks like another push towards the B side. Been having some success with it.
Careful now.
But it looks like OnlyFrags are trying to anticipate this. Instead of having a default, definitely stacking the site, and they might have a bit of a difficulty in trying to have an aggressive push towards the site.
Ellie Twitch is just slowly edging towards the site with all the Killjoy utility.
As they slowly rotate, trying not to make any noise, but keep presence engaged.
Defenders are on this base though, so it's going to be hard for them to lose this round.
Going up.
Onion getting first
30
blood after
seconds
Baba
left.
Yaga. And the rotate is going to be quick. That spike going down. Lynn getting one. Another.
One enemy
3k
remaining.
for her. And that's Clefairy, the last one with her nano swarm onto Sleepy.
Wow. But again, Clefairy just making her utility work. So fragging out and then also having just an amazing use of utility to be able to close these runs out. So we've had a shock dart kill and a nano swarm kill. Any other utilities do you see making a star for the evening?
Well, I would love to see. We also had a Molly kill by Dinos there.
I'd love to see a satchel pack kill. That would make my evening.
Unfortunately, no
But we
raises
don't have
here.
it. Well, I hope for the next game.
That's true. Sleepy getting first blood. And we also have the Empress out on Ellie Twitches, and she has complete control of mid.
Joke's over. You're dead.
She's taking control of CP. Oh, and she gets 2 kills off of that. Oh, almost gets a third, but Frey gets the better of her, and that run it back has also been popped. Anya making good work of GG, getting all that util off the site. That was really a mistake on the defender's part to just leave mid open for Ellie Twitch to push up. Here's another Empress. It's a 3v2 situation with Frey low. Still very hesitant to push on
Last
site.
player standing.
Onion getting another one onto Sleepy. And Frey is low, and that curveball not looking good for her. Onion with a 3K for this round. On to Frey.
Wow, like you were saying, Ellie Twitches, it was an amazing decision to be able to take up mid, and I believe that decision just won them the round, being able to just take out 2 picks back in spawn and making it difficult for the defenders to be able to get through on the site. So that was an amazing round from Ellie Twitches. And it looks like OnlyFrags are in a bit of trouble with their economy, having such a fragmented buy this round. And I hope they can make their utility work for them, as we've seen this game so far.
Boba Yaga, the Hunter's Fury, coming out and getting first blood onto Ellie Twitches. Another utility kill. Or ultimate kill, I suppose this would qualify as. That turret placement is so annoying.
This time, not wanting to give up mid, as they learned from last time.
They are on a save though. I don't think
Revealing
that
area.
Boba Yaga's Hunter's Fury at the beginning of the round made a lot of space for them, but I don't think that they can lose this with all these full ARs against pistols and stingers. Especially with this operator.
Target down.
Sleepy and Demi getting
30
more
seconds
picks,
left.
making Spike go down to Garden. That's 5v3, 2 situations around. I'm eating my words right now.
One enemy remaining.
They can lose this. Even with those operators and full vandals, they get free guns now.
I mean, of course you're tripping over your words, because this game has just been so dynamic. Just each team just packing the punch, and it's switching between OnlyFrags and Crouch Potatoes. And like you said, they are now fully equipped, even though they were in a rough spot, with an operator no less. And I know that Frey can make that operator work. So yeah, we have an op on both teams, and it will be interesting to see how this round pans out with Phoenix's ult being ready.
Careful now.
You should run.
And there's that lockdown again. They're gonna try to take sight with it. You know what I didn't.
Careful now.
That run it back coming out. Lots of ultimate
Found them.
usage
Alarm
here.
bot down.
And that alarm bot also going out. They're still not onto site even after that Killjoy ultimate. They're not completely on site here. Some of them are still trapped in B main. Like Onion and Ellie Twitches. And they're probably going to try to hold this CT rotate.
Oh, and we have a flank. Oh no.
Sleepy taking out both. Taking out 2. Ellie Twitch is trading. Making a 3v3 situation at no man advantage. Ellie Twitch is getting another.
Last player standing.
Ellie Twitch is 3 for her.
Last
And
player
that's 4v3.
standing.
Oh my god, Boba Yaga taking out both Cleve Fairy and Ellie Twitches at once. 1v1 situation. With the op. Oh my god, 3k for Boba Yaga. She does not have time.
Concentrate, Sova.
But tries
She does
anyway.
not have time. Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate the dedication.
I know, I appreciate it to go down with the ship, but that was such a valiant effort. I mean, it was amazing. It looks like this time the lockdown did help them. They did pop it, I guess, a little bit early to be able to clear out the site, and even though they weren't aggressive, in the end they were able to win out that round. And again, this game is very close.
Where does Lynn keep getting these operators from?
I don't know, just banking operators.
I feel like she's bought one for 3 rounds in a row.
It does feel like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
like Crouch Potatoes taking a little bit more of a default approach this round, trying to get a few picks before pushing onto a site. And so everyone's acting very patient this round.
Shot.
Onion getting one. Finding another. That's going to clear B site for them, especially since one of them was Killjoy, so they don't have to deal with all of her utility.
But it doesn't look like
Spike is
only
going
Frags.
towards A.
Right. It doesn't look like only Frags bought it. Even though all that noise was made at B.
Last player standing.
Oh, they are just taking out the defenders one by one.
Spike planted.
That.
Frey does get one pick, however. 1v4. Gotta go for the ace here. Oh my god, she's been flashed. She's being peeked from 2 different angles, and Lynn gets that last pick with her op.
Match point.
Finally finding some value.
Right. Crushed Potatoes just making a very valiant effort, and that patience paid off tremendously. I mean, there were so many picks before the spike even went down, and just essentially making them be able to walk onto site with little opposition. And we are at match point with a bit of a fragmented
now.
buy from OnlyFrags.
No, you don't.
Demi and Boba Yaga finding first picks, but Dino's trading 4v3 situation early into this round.
OnlyFrags will definitely have to be careful to be able to make some use on the lockdown and their other.
And that Empress that was popped at the beginning of the round has already run out. Lockdown is coming out even before this spike has gone down. And Lynn has taken out her Blaze War. Ellie Twitches has destroyed the lockdown, however, and allow for a plan.
Last player
Lynn has
standing.
already retreated into B main, unfortunately whiffed those knives. Sleepy Yosoda and GG getting those last picks. And upgrading to free guns.
Yeah, it's always nice when you're able to get an upgrade, especially when your economy isn't doing so great. And it looks like OnlyFrags is able to stay in the game for one more round, and they do have Sova's Ultimate Hunter's Fury coming up, and that should help in being able to deny a site push. So hopefully they'll be able to utilize that and stay in the game.
Careful now.
They seem to be very wary of this wine position, and the run it back is popped, activating the Killjoy utility. And GG is going to get the first pick onto her clone Fairy. Fortunately, not much value from that run it back, except for setting off all that Killjoy utility and allowing them to go on the site, planting for A main. And Lynn on the flank, lurking through B, and then taking out one of the defenders through the CT area. Ellie Twitch is not going to be able to get out of that with her dismiss this time. 3v2 situation with Empress popped on Sleepy's side.
Open up the sky.
But she does have that orbital strike, and it looks like Dinos actually does have a Molly lineup here. Unfortunately, that's taken out by GG. That's a 3k for her, but the spike is going to still take down with this Molly. Oh, kills Demi. Oh, they do not have the time for this. That Molly came in and clutched. The incendiary Sleepy's gonna go down with the ship. And that is
Attackers
game
win.
13-9. What a clutch from Dinos.
Oh, I can't believe that just happened. If I had started speaking, I thought the round was over for them, but wow, it just goes to show you how much the utility just made amazing strides in this game. We saw Shock Dart, we saw a nanoswarm kill, and then we see Brimstone's Molly just making that last round work for them. I mean, wow, that's so impressive. And like I said, the games this night would be close and will be quite impressive. So I am so looking forward to this next map.
Yeah, we will be back in about 5 minutes with our next map, Crouch Potatoes versus OnlyFrags on Bind. Hello and welcome back to this game on Bind, Crouch Potatoes versus OnlyFrags. As we know, Crouch Potatoes took the first game against OnlyFrags on Ascent, and this is Crouch Potatoes' map pick on Bind. So we'll see how they go, as last game was very competitive, and I'm very excited to see what we have in store for this next map.
Oh, it was so competitive. I mean, I still can't believe what happened. I'm still processing how that game went. But we have Crouch Potatoes score 1 for the first map, and like you said, I'm looking forward to see what happens in this next map on Bind. We do have um, Couch
Select your
Potatoes
agent.
on the attack, starting on the attack this time.
We switch from Cypher to Killjoy for the preferred Sentinel on this map too.
That is true. And we do have that raise coming out on both sides. And again, with any luck, based on what we saw in the last match, I am going to say we're going to have a satchel pack kill. Hopefully I didn't caster's curse it, but you know, just make the evening a bit more exciting. We also do see, as our controller for Crouch Potatoes, we have Brimstone instead of Omen. I know that with this map, I mean, earlier Brimstone wasn't much of a pick, but definitely with the buffs, Brimstone is now more of a mainstay on Bind.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Especially 20 seconds just seems like such a long time.
Oh, I completely agree. Just waiting for the smokes
This
to come
goes
down
here.
takes forever.
That goes there. Yes, this should do.
So we do have a push on a short.
Go get him.
They're just slowly making their way up here, and we've got 3 defenders
Careful
here
now.
taking control of the ball. Or attempting to, but Gigi gets on
Spike
with
planted.
that right click. And there are those satchels that we talked about. Oh, satchels from both raises. Ellie Twitch is trading that right click onto Gigi, taking a 4-4. These mollies are becoming a little bit pesky
There.
for this U-Haul take. And the spike is down, and time is ticking.
I found my wire.
Gigi's gonna attack one enemy, remaining 1. And the defenders are all getting picks of their own. Trades coming out in favor of them. Last person standing, Crouch Potatoes. Just, you know, some U-Haul. Doesn't get the molly out fast enough this time. And they're going to get the defuse.
You failed. Now please.
Just barely. 0.63 seconds.
Just barely. I mean, that's, I think, an omen of what's to come. These games are going to be close. We're going to have close rounds. And again, just trying to keep it exciting for us tonight. And it looks like we have a Marshall coming out on the second round, which I haven't seen much of. But if anyone can make it work, it's Sleepy Sushi Soda.
Yeah, it looks like everyone is opting to buy up, whether they lost the round or
Smoke's
not.
down.
Yep, that is an unusual choice. Hopefully the gamble works for them.
Already opting to that ball. Ellie Twitch is getting first blood on their clone GG, and they're taking control of site here. And Lynn is even taking control of CT, 6 HP. Ellie Twitch is just going to peek that. Demi trading for her fallen
player
teammate, but it's
standing.
4v1, and Ellie Twitch just gets her 3rd pick of the round. Last person, Sleepy Sushi Soda. Oh, the
Was that a
headshot!
no-scope?
No scope headshot, hip fire with the Marshall onto Lynn. Onion is gonna trade that.
I mean,
1-1.
what was with that aggression? And that gamble they took paid off, buying those SMGs, buying up for that last round, ended up working for them, and they were able to push through a short and just completely dominate all the picks. And by the time there was a rotate, I mean the plan had already gone off, and they were pushing their way through spawn. So it's nice to see them able to change and adapt to things to be able to stay competitive in this game.
People in U-Haul, don't hit the right corner. Oh! Those trades are gonna come out in favor of the attackers' crushed potatoes.
And GG has found a home in the teleporter,
With the shorty.
just waiting to pop out at the right moment. They
Enemy
throw-
kill.
Lynn, oh, just rushing and running, gunning with that stinger, which makes it a 4v2 situation. Looks like both the defenders are sort of... They're going towards B site, and Clefairy has a really good lurk here. She's gonna be able to take out both of the defenders from CT.
Last player standing.
Clefairy. Cypher v Cypher. Cypher on Cypher. Violence. Clefairy with that last pick.
Wow, that was such an impactful flank, and so early in these rounds, just being so aggressive. It's rare to see aggression come out so early, and based on the momentum of that last game we had, they're just feeling it. They're not playing. They know OnlyFrags is a really good competitor, and they want to stick this lead. So for the first time we see an initial push in showers, trying to make a bit of noise, even though it looks like they are aiming towards B site.
Cover going out.
I think we've seen
Cover going
this
out.
strategy from Crouched Potatoes before in their past games, where we just have Lynn and Clefairy
Launching smoke.
edging up on the showers here, trying to get a good flank in.
Well, it looks like they've actually decided to go to A site, but they want to keep Ellie Twitches on, keep them on notice at the.
Sleepy Sushi Soda getting that first pick onto Onion. Looks like they're deciding to go for a full A push here. That plant is going to go down, and the defenders still haven't rotated, probably looking for some kind of lurk, not wanting to be caught off guard again, like that last round.
Oh yeah, they probably feel that.
Go get him.
Oh, and did they? Oh,
That neural theft is going to come out and still going to get the information, but unfortunately Sleepy Sushi is taken out right as it comes out. 3v2 situation. Spike ticking down.
Last player standing.
Ray. Oh my god, Dinos
Wow, that's a
finds
lineup.
one
Oh my
with
goodness.
that. What the hell?
Last player standing.
Oh my god, what a lineup! Dinos clutching that out.
Oh
Poor
my goodness.
team. Crouched Potatoes are really dominated. Are really going to start to run away with this lead if nothing is done.
Dinos with these lineups, just making these plays, and yeah, if Reyna had tried to defuse that, that would not have worked. And so again, just the power of the utility in this game to be able to deny the defense to be able to defuse the spike is just so powerful.
And
You
not
have-
only the orbital strike, but also the molly is really not going to be any good for them.
Yeah,
Satchel out.
Brim again is such a powerful agent.
I don't think they're going to check Gigi. especially with the distraction of Fernando in there. Oh, but Lynn watching out for her teammate there. And just gets taken right out as she peeks that corner. Frey getting one.
I know exactly where you are.
I don't think that Crouched Potatoes should lose this, especially with their full buy. But I could be wrong. I've been proven wrong before.
Yeah, I mean, these teams have the ability to be able to clutch, but like you said, they only have a sheriff and a stinger to be able to make it even.
Last player standing.
3K with her off this round, and Dino's taking out Demi with that Molly. Incendiary strikes again.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Again, Molly just making these rounds. And it's amusing that to think that someone's kill count could be because of Molly's.
That goes
I
there.
mean, we've seen Killjoy get 3 free kills with her turret, so.
Very true. I mean,
Yes,
anything can
this should do.
happen.
We must shore up our
It's great that Crouched Potatoes have been able to mix things up, and they've been able to mix both being passive and aggressive to throw OnlyFrags off.
Cutting their vision.
But OnlyFrags this time changing things up, trying to take a bit of a more
You're
aggressive
dead.
approach.
Our spike carrier's down.
Yaga does get the spike carrier, however, as a run it back is popped. Onion trades, getting a little bit of value from that ultimate. Clefairy getting another. I think that plant is going to go
Spike
down.
planted.
Lynn just misses her op shot here. Ellie Twitch is
remaining.
finding one. The Blade Storm comes out. Fortunately, it's two attackers left standing, picking up that op. So they're gonna save some money.
Yeah, definitely needing to save some money. It's a bit of a fragmented buy coming out from OnlyFrags. And Crouched Potatoes are, you know, not
This goes
yet
here.
running away with it, but they are stretching that lead even further, making it difficult for OnlyFrags to counter that momentum.
Dance.
Hopefully, even with the fragmented buy, they'll be able to utilize the utility. I know that with the Showstopper and with the Hunter's Fury, those are just so powerful for being able to take up space. But with a save round, they might wait to utilize it. So we'll see.
Sleepy with the sheriff getting that first pick. A little slow to the trigger finger there, Boba Yaga, trying to line up that shot. But Onion gets that first pick. Demi hiding in the smoke with her stinger. It's going to get Onion as well. But the spike is going to go down, and I can bet that Dinos has another.
Smoke.
Oh, she also has the orbital strike up, so she probably has a lineup and the orbital strike. So basically, even if they are able to get this defuse, it's probably not going to look so good for the defenders. The defender is making work to retake the site here. Gonna see if they tap
One
the bomb.
enemy remaining.
Lynn gets another.
Player standing.
Oh, unfortunately taken out. And Dinos gets that last pick onto Frey right before the spike goes off.
Yeah, that last pick was definitely
Anyone want to get the
definitely
spike?
rough, because I bet they were hoping to be able to save that rifle for the next round. But it looks like they are able to buy with their loss bonus. But again, things are looking quite tight. But
I'll call you,
Lynn
bruv.
and Crouched Potatoes being awfully comfortable, and her just being able to make good work with the operator.
And rebuy it. That's $6,000. She was maxing.
Oh yes. hopefully OnlyFrags are able to capitalize on their ultimates this time with their full buy-in plays.
This is not good for Lynn. And Frey gets that first pick. The operator is not good for those short engagements. And GG with the boom bot getting a kill here. Oh, she just misses Onion, who is in U-Haul watching her. What the hell is happening? Dino's just backed right up into GG. And that's a 4v1 situation, but Frey through the wall getting that last pick.
That was quite an interesting round, but I think having that first pick definitely helped, and they were able to get that operator, and so not a bad round of work for OnlyFrags. And even though they were able not to connect GG's ultimate, so the Raze ultimate, it was helpful in being able to make a lot of space for them to be able to win that round.
That goes there.
So now with the operator in Frey's hand and on B site, she will be able to, like you were saying last time, take advantage of the long sight lines, being able to properly defend the site.
Ellie Twitch is just looking to make some noise here. Ooh, just as she unscoped, Lynn picks up that kill. Lynn gets another, and she's going to be popping this Blade Storm and taking control of CT. Getting missed by the boom bot, they don't know that she's in CT, but GG with that flick gets Lynn. And the paint shells are going to come out. The attackers do have control of elbow. Sleepy Sushi gets 2, and the neural theft is going to come out. The orbital strike is still up. I can bet she's got a lineup.
But of course,
They do have site control. Ellie twitches its here in Hookah, and they're going to want to take her out before trying to tap that bomb. And there's the orbital strike we were talking about, and the Molly lineup. Oh,
Last player standing.
was not expecting to be pushed in long there. Knows that she doesn't have time for the defuse, however, and has to just run away.
Right here. Standing ahead.
and this is one of the reasons I love this game. Even though you may not be top ranking in the lobby, you can still be such a asset to the team with the amazing use of the abilities. And we've seen the orbital strike and the incendiary from Dinos just being so powerful in helping to delay any diffuse of the spike and helping Crouch Potatoes to be able to maintain this lead.
Okay.
We do have a different approach as opposed to being able to push onto a site. They are taking a bit more of a passive approach.
I know
this round.
exactly where you are.
Clefairy's neural theft is going to reveal the locations of all those defenders, and that means they know they basically have a free site. And Bobiaga takes out Lynn, finding a little bit of damage. The Onion has control of CT, and unfortunately goes for that flash, and Frey is going to trade. She peeks it with the dismiss. 3-2. There's that Empress. The advantage is on the side of Crouch Potatoes, but that Empress might even things out. Tapping the bomb. Oh no, not the Molly lineup. Frey finding one. And it looks like Bobiaga is going hunting for another. Frey knows where Ellie Twitches is. Bobiaga gets her. She's gonna have to go for the defuse.
One enemy remaining.
Dinos is just holding it down here with a Sim Beacon. And finds another! Bobiaga goes down to Dinos. And there's that 2K. Dinos is a really valuable post-plant player for this team. Amazing. Very well played.
I agree 100%. You can't understate how powerful she is to this team, and it seems so important that she stays around stay long enough for the post plant because she is so vital in being able to deny the spike. I know that other players do have, denial capabilities, but Dinos just has her stuff together.
Especially with the lack of a killjoy on these team compositions, Brim becomes really valuable. That paranoia is going to connect. Lynn getting another pick.
Careful now.
To run it back is popped. And Onion is going to find out who's on site. So Fairy getting that pick onto Frey, making a 5v2 situation early into the round. Lynn getting that pick, knowing where the last defender is. It's not going to be looking good for them. Sleepy gets another onto Onion.
Cage triggered.
Dinos, that last pick once again for this round, taking out Sleepy and making it 9-2 on this board.
Right, as we are approaching the end of the half, Crotch Potatoes just showing as opposed to the last map, just showing a bit of a dominance on Bind. Being able to have just such preparation for the lineups and preparation for their strats to be able to get this lead. And we have seen an amazing mix of approaches this last round, just being a lot more aggressive and making it so that OnlyFrags are on their toes as they are trying to defend their sites.
Yeah, this is actually going to ruin OnlyFrags' perfect 2-0 record in this series.
That is right.
Fire in the hole!
And she runs away
Running
from
away. This is so funny. Whenever you hear fire in the hole, you just want to run away.
Especially
Oh my god, they did not clear sight. Sleepy was just hiding in those smokes. Ellie twitches, however, swings that, gets Boba Yaga and Sleepy.
Last player standing.
Gets a 3K onto Frey. She is so low. Ellie twitches with the 4K headshots only this round. And that's the last round in the half. She closes it out strong, and that's going to switch them onto the defender side.
So that's a new one for me. So the mere sound of the showstopper is enough to do its work, because just running away from the site, because you know when the showstopper's coming, that and you are in tight quarters, you're most likely the one to go. So again, just the power of the utility and the ultimates being able to make work, and Crouch Potatoes taking a very comfortable lead for this next as we approach the next half. And I do hope OnlyFrags is able to stay in there. I mean, we know they have the fragging power and the strats to be able to do some damage, and so hopefully we can continue to see that from them so that they can stay in this game.
The defenders are making early rotations as OnlyFrags looks to take B site. First blood is going to go to the side of the defenders, and they're just fragging out here. A flawless round. Onion using that frenzy to her advantage. A 3K for her. They're running away with this game. I don't know if OnlyFrags at this point can bring it back.
It's gonna be rough, but if any team can do it, it's OnlyFrags. I've seen teams in this league be able to come back from low scores, and I know they have it in them. So hopefully they're not just gonna let crotch potatoes run away with it.
Bomb buddy out.
GG gets that first blood, and Baba Yaga finds another. That Bucky isn't too good for those long sight lines. Lynn with the sheriff, picking up that one.
There you are.
And Sleepy camping the flank. Catches Clefairy out.
Smoke's down.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Sleepy gets another on the flank. Lynn, making Dinos the last person standing with the stinger. Not looking too good for Dinos. And Boba Yaga, the shock dart, gets the last of her.
And the shark dart. I forgot about that.
Shock dart.
Shock dart making a show for this round and helping OnlyFrags to stay in it for one more. It's interesting to see though that even though Crushed Potatoes did have the majority of their agents on
where to
A
set
site,
up
they
shop?
were unable to hold it because of the
This goes
ability
here.
of OnlyFrags to be able to win those 1v1 battles.
Defenders once again making these early rotations.
Launching smoke.
And we've got another on the flank. Ellie twitches. Dino's camping inside the smoke with that shorty. I forgot the name of the gun. But it's going to make them back off a little. Unfortunately, Ellie twitches gets taken out on this flank, giving them a free A site. Someone's gonna have to rotate back. Demi finds another. She's just gonna come at her with this shorty, but the right click. Demi is holding her ground and fighting for her life. That makes it a 4v2 situation. Is Bind on the attacker side of the map now?
I mean, we have teams this skillful. It's kind of hard to tell. But attackers just doing some work on in this map.
Last player standing.
Oh, not another
30
shock
seconds
dart
left.
kill from Boba Yaga. That makes Lynn last person standing. She's on the flank, and I'm not sure that they know.
One enemy remaining.
Guess one.
Spike
Try to
planted.
find some damage with the wall bang. That's the last of the shock darts. No more shock dart kills for Boba Yaga, unfortunately. And Boba Yaga with a stinger wins another round for the attackers. OnlyFrags just holding on, trying not to let them get to that match point.
Yeah, that was an amazing ability to come back. I was worried for OnlyFrags for a second. Their attempt to get into hookah wasn't working out. They had missed, I believe it was a key paranoia, and that caused GG to die. But they were able to compensate quickly, as I know OnlyFrags can, and make a push on the A side and ultimately win that last round. And with everyone on a full buy, it just makes it again a very good possibility for OnlyFrags to come back.
They just missed a Demi here. The flankers are gonna get flanked. Oh, they found
Flankers are.
They found the spike. That's not good.
This is interesting. Okay.
Yep, Ellie twitches, getting that first blood, and the run it back is top.
One enemy
Oh my
remaining.
god, Onion and Clefairy getting picks of their own, which makes the last person standing Boba Yaga. It was a bit of a bad idea to leave the spike in market there when we know that that Crouch Potatoes is aggressive.
Oh.
Dino's checking that wrong angle, and Boba Yaga taking her right out.
Revealing area.
She's gonna have to get the spike eventually, right?
I don't know. She might go for it. There are There's so much time left in this round.
30 seconds
Bobiaga
left.
finds the onion. Another Bobiaga with the 3K.
Shock dart.
Oh, shock dart. Unfortunately, Lin cleans that up. And that's, I don't think it's match point now, bringing it up to match
Match point.
I was rooting for Baba Yaga to clutch that out. I mean, that would have been interesting to see that 1v4, but again, the odds were against her.
I don't think that Crouch Potato should have lost as many lives as they did there when she took out Onion. And she could have been traded quickly, I believe, by Clefairy, but it just wasn't quick enough.
Yeah, I mean, they were probably as shocked as we were that she was going for it. Looks like OnlyFrags, again, just trying to get as much information as possible.
Somebody
Because
else.
this is their
Your
last
fault.
go. They have to be very careful in how they approach.
Lin is very aggressive. She just pushed right out of B long, and she's got the Blade Storm out and teleported, taking out Boba Yaga and that first blood, and probably denying any more shock dart kills. Lin getting G.
One enemy remaining.
A 3K for her with these knives. Another on to Sleepy, and that's the last player standing. Frey.
Yeah.
Just sort of trapped in market here. Spike is
Oh,
down. She's
gonna
going to
get
have to go
pinched.
for it. I think they're going for these angles. They don't know Lynn's coming up behind her. Oh! And that is the last kill of the round. A
Defenders win.
4K for Lynn with these knives. And that's 4-13. Another game for Crouch Potatoes, making 2-0 on the board.